Thank you. Good Leader Conference 2025. I'm so excited to be here. Now, across God's glorious kingdom, us humans shouldn't be the predator, we should be the prey. For all intents and purposes, we're slower than a cheetah. We're not as strong as a gorilla, with the exception of Chad, because we've heard Chad. Sorry, Chad. We can't fly. We can't breathe underwater. We can't see in the dark. So we should be the prey, not the predator. Now, the one thing, the one attribute that we have and possess that God gave us as humans that sets us apart and keeps us dominant as a dominant species in this world is our intelligence. Our intelligence allows us to think, reason, make tools, and every revolution that both of us, you and I, have experienced in the history of mankind have only amplified our ability to use our hands, right? Whether it was the Industrial Revolution, the farming revolution or agricultural, or even computers up until recently. So what's so different about now? Why is this so different? It's different because for the first time in history, we have created something that is challenging the very thing that separates us from animals, our intelligence, right? And that is key. And that is why I'm here today to talk to you and encourage you and help you understand and educate you on why this is so important. If you don't mind bringing up the slides, please. Thank you, sir. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so who am I? My name is Nick James. I'm the CEO and founder of White Glove AI. I've done a lot of great things. The greatest thing I ever did was join the United States Marine Corps. Do we have any Marines out in the crowd? All right, I got one. Any veterans? Veterans, all right. Thank you for your service. I've done a lot of things, but the most important thing I did in my career was walk into that very same bush that Homer Simpson's walking into. Because I walked in a cybersecurity expert and I came out an AI expert. So just know that your ears are in safe hands. I want to thank God, number one, for my ability to be up here. My beautiful family, my wife's out there in the crowd. And most importantly, Hope Fellowship. Can we give a round of applause to the Hope Fellowship team for putting this on? Amazing. So, get ready. This is not going to be like the other speakers that you heard up here. It's going to be a little deep. It's going to be a little heavy. Get your notebooks out. I'm not going to cover everything on the slides because I only have 20 minutes to speak, and that's A-okay, okay? So don't worry. You're going to get the deck right after this. Are we ready? All right, let's go. All right, here's the deal. Everybody's confused. Everything has AI now, okay? There's over 100,000 AI-powered products out there, and everybody's feeling overwhelmed. Raise your hand if you're just like, I am so confused, I don't know what to use. Raise them nice and high so I can see it, please. Thank you so much. Thank you for your honesty. I love this little meme here. As you can tell, I love memes. I practically operate on memes. But it's like that sell me this pen challenge, right? Well, this pen is now AI powered. And there are so many options out there. You got people saying LLMs and small language models and large language models, and then you have China and then DeepSeek, and then you're just feeling overwhelmed and you don't know what to use. And frankly, all of those apps that say AI powered are all using probably the same model. It's the same model that you and I have access to. It's called ChatGPT. Even Copilot uses a model from ChatGPT. So why is this so important right now? Well, number one, 55% of your employees are using it and they don't care what you think, say, or written in a policy. Okay? They're willing to risk it. They experience the magic of this thing in their personal lives. And they said, well, can it help me at work? Well, sure it can, but your boss says you can't use it. I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway. 82% of your peers, they said that this is essential to stay competitive. And then 91% of small to medium-sized businesses are reporting a boost in productivity and revenue. Now, history repeats itself. In World War II, it was the backbone of America, the small businesses, that pivoted and helped us win as a country. So if I were to be patriotic, which I'm supposed to because I was in the Marines, okay, I would say that your adoption of AI, your secure and responsible adoption of AI, is essential for America to remain the dominant player. I love what Sam said earlier. He said, things don't go wrong, they start wrong. And that is so key when it comes to adopting artificial intelligence. If you don't start right, things will start wrong from the very beginning. So there are 4 key areas. It's super light, okay? Remember, there is a more condensed version of this presentation that you'll get to towards the end. First, start with your strategy. Don't think you need to change everything in your business. If you're plumbing, keep plumbing. Just use AI to do it. Use AI to generate leads. Use AI to help customers, okay? Work backwards from your business objectives. Always start where the cost of a mistake is low. And most importantly, ensure that your data is accurate. The condition of your data is critical. Garbage in, garbage out is such an important point. Governance. Make sure you know what the thing is doing and that you can control it. Additionally, there are laws out there, like Texas, most people don't know, released a law called the Texas Responsible AI Governance Act. It was signed into law by Governor Abbott on June 22nd of 2025. It will be effective January 1 of 2026. There are no small business exclusions or exclusions therefore. So that means it applies to any of you if you're using AI in your business. Make sure you are keeping abreast of that and understanding your risks. Integration. It's really important that these things don't work against you, that they're working with you. It's critical that when you integrate AI into your systems, that they're seamless, that they can talk to each other, they understand the languages that your current systems speak. You need to be able to define clear roles between the human and the machine. At the end of the day, what we're coming to is an economy where humans and machines collaborate together to provide commerce. And finally, growth and change management. I think this is the most important one. Your humans, they're still there. You're not going to get rid of them. But they need to know how to collaborate with the machines that you're bringing into your business. So it's critical that you provide training, okay? And this becomes more deeply a cultural shift. It's a rewiring of the brain. For the longest time, we have used a keyboard and a mouse to interact with the machine. And the only feedback we got was what's displayed on the monitor. Things are changing. Now we're interacting with machines just with our voice, because guess what? They speak just like we do. They understand English and probably about 160 other languages, just like we do. Here's the kicker. Each and every one of you, how many of you have ChatGPT on your phone? Okay, that's awesome. I love it. Much higher numbers than I was anticipating. We all have a PhD in our pocket. That means the playing ground is level. You have access to the very same tools that I do. But in some cases, I just know how to use it better than you do. This is not a pissing contest, it's just the reality. So let's get a little bit deeper, okay? You can, obviously, it's an eye chart up here, I know. But just remember, you're gonna get it after. Number one, the setup is so critical on ChatGPT. Remember, you have it on your phones, but you're probably only using 10% of it. Custom instructions. There's customization tools in there. You can tell who you are, how you want to be referred to. What do you do? I am Tim. I own a plumbing company. How would you like it to respond to you? This is critical in business. You don't want to have to tell it every time you ask it something, who you are and what you do. You can permanently embed that in its memory, called custom instructions. Projects. How many of you know what projects are in ChatGPT? Okay, few, that's good. Okay? Projects help you focus its work. When you tell your accounting person to go pull the P&L, that's a task. When you tell them that you're going from this ERP or this accounting software to this accounting software, that's a project. Think along the same lines. AI needs you to help it focus, and you do that through projects. And the model selections. What's great now is that GPT-5 came out with auto selection. So it'll select it for you based on what you're asking. But if you know what you need a model that can think fast and answer questions fast, or think really deeply and answer slower, or you need a pro model that leverages much more deep thinking, those options are available to you and me. And there's even more options in there that perhaps you didn't know existed, like agent mode. Did you know that ChatGPT has the ability to use a computer? It will bring the computer up right inside of the ChatGPT interface. And it will use it. It will use a browser when it needs to log into a system for you because you asked it to go book you a plane to Barbados. It'll ask you for credentials. You put it in. It books the plane for you. Okay? There's deep research. There's web search. There's Canvas. There's creating images. There's so much. But sometimes we get frustrated. We're like, why are you not giving me what I'm asking for? It's because AI is just a mirror of you. It's only as good as what you ask it, and it's only as good as the context that you give it. We created a mnemonic called PROMPT, so it should be easy to remember. It stands for persona. So who do you want it to be? You want it to be an accounting person? Do you want it to be someone in marketing, right? A request, what do you want it to do? Objective, what's the end goal and result? And as you're following along, when you download the deck, you'll notice that I used a prompt to make this presentation, and it's displayed right there. It's pretty simple. And I've broken it down into the prompt framework. Materials, what do you want it to look like? Give it examples. If there's data that needs to be inserted into whatever the end state goal is, you need to give it attachments, feed it information so it can do its job effectively. No different than a human. Process. Do you need it to reason through things? Do you need it to slow down and think through these things, or you need quick answers? And then target output. Do you need a Word document? You need a PDF? You just need research done right inside the user interface? And that's prompt. It's really important that you understand that the outputs you receive are only as good as the inputs you give. So the better you are at communicating with AI, the better of an output and a job it will do for you. How many of you have heard agents now, like for the past 3 or 4 months? They're like, agent this, agent that, everything is an agent. But what is an agent? Well, I'm here to tell you in a very simple terms, they're much like humans. They can analyze data, they can create plans, they can manage a team of other agents, they can direct work amongst that team, they can make decisions, and most importantly, take actions, just like humans. So I've included here an autonomy spectrum. When I say autonomous or autonomy, it means how separated are you from its work? So there's really 4 stages here. The first one just helps you work faster. That's just ChatGPT. Then there's others that co-work on your behalf. So you've heard of how many of you heard of Zapier? Okay, so those are workflow engines, right? The next one does work for you. Okay, now you're starting to get into agentic realm. And then the last one works completely independently of you. Okay? Now, you'll notice at the top, risk, complexity, cost, and room for error increase as you go along. And the need to have a human monitoring the work that it's doing increases as you go from left to right. So some of the ways that agents communicate. A lot of us have seen text agents, that's pretty common. How many of you have received a phone call and you're like, is this a human? Is anybody? Okay, or just a few, not enough. There are voice agents. And then finally, avatars, which leads us into today's demonstration. What I'm going to be showing to you today is something that the city of Frisco will be implementing for one of their trails as a trail guide, okay? So if everything works well, everybody knows what happens with live demonstrations. I ask for your mercy and grace. All right, I'm going to go ahead and join the call here. It can see me. It's a full FaceTime experience, okay? And this thing is trained on the Bluestem Trail here at Grant Park.
Hello, it's nice to see you at Grant Park. I am your AI virtual guide. How may I help you?
Hey there, I'm here with, I got 3 kids, and I'm not sure what to do here.
You're here with your 3 kids. That's great. Grant Park is a fantastic place for families. We have lots of activities and amenities that are perfect for kids. Have you checked out the Big Bluestem Trail? It's a 2-mile natural trail that's great for hiking and exploring. We also have plans for some really cool features like code playgrounds, lakes, and event spaces that will be lots of fun for kids. What are your kids interested in? Are they into nature, hiking, or something else?
Well, I mean, along with my kids, I've also brought a lot of friends with me. Can you see them?
It looks like you're in a big group, but I'm having a bit of trouble seeing everyone. Can you tell me a bit more about what you're looking for? Are you looking for some activities to do together, or maybe some recommendations for exploring the park? I'd be happy to help you come up with some ideas that would be fun for the whole group.
Judging from the number of people in this room, do you think that your park can accommodate them?
That's a great question. Based on what I can see, it looks like you have a pretty large group with you. Grand Park is a big place, but I think we can definitely accommodate you. We have plenty of open spaces and trails that can handle a crowd. The Big Bluestem Trail is 2 miles long, so you've got plenty of room to spread out and explore. Plus, we're still in the process of developing the park, so there's plenty of space to grow and accommodate big groups like yours. Would you like me to suggest some specific areas of the park that might be a good fit for your group?
No, you've been terrific. Thank you. So, that is an example of a full interactive agent that can see. I turned the camera around so it could purposely see you and describe the setting that I was in. Now imagine if you're on the trail and you come up to a flora or perhaps an animal that you don't know what it is. It's a nice little touch. You turn your camera around just like you would with your phone when you're FaceTiming somebody, and you show it to her, and you ask her, hey, what's this vegetation, or what's this animal? And she'll ask it. There are so many applications for things like this. How many of you knew that something like this already exists? Awesome, I love it, I love it. All right, let's get back to the presentation. Okay, and just to close up and wrap up, I got a few minutes here. Just a little bit about us and some resources. We do have our own AI adoption and management framework that is completely free. How many love free things? Yes, I love free things. I'm Indian. That's not a racist comment, that's just the truth. Okay. And I'm a Marine. That's the worst combination. We have an AI adoption management framework completely free at aiamf.ai. It helps guide you through your adoption journey. It can apply to just a small or big business. Some things just won't apply if it's a smaller business. Some of the cool things that we've done, we have worked with Dallas Baptist University. We've provided AI translation services for over 64 different languages for 80 peoples from across the world. They came to the 5-day conference, and some of them reported that it completely changed their lives and their experience. They've been coming for 5 years now. We have them on record stating that it completely changed the way that they were able to consume the content, okay? And we received a 94% satisfaction rating from the technology we helped implement with Dallas Baptist University. To wrap things up, AI is not going to replace your team. Don't be afraid. It's not going to replace you. Just keep up with it, okay? It's going to amplify your work. It's going to help scale you. Start with one small thing and start where the cost of a mistake is low. If there's nothing else you took away from me, please take that one. Let AI serve your mission, not overshadow it. And finally, unlike what was said earlier about trust, don't trust it until it earns your trust, okay? And if you'd like to download and register for our ChatGPT Masterclass and download the deck, just scan that QR code, put your information in, and you'll get an email. Thank you, Good Leader Conference 2025.
Hey, Nick, we've got some time for some Q&A.
Great.
I don't know what it means. After that demonstration, Pastor John texted and said, we're going to be seeing her a lot more when he goes on motorcycle rides on the weekends. I don't know how to take that, but I'm kidding. That's a joke. That was a joke. Hey, come sit down.
All right.
And we got some questions. And again, they're going to put a QR code on the screen. If you have some questions that you want to ask Nick, we have a couple of minutes for that. I just felt like, just in full transparency, Ryan talked about being transparent and vulnerable. I thought the best way to get this started was I actually went to ChatGPT and said, what question should I ask an AI CEO speaking at a leadership conference? And here's what it said. Question number one. Hope you're ready. In a world where AI evolves faster than most leadership cycles, how do you keep people inspired and aligned without burning them out?
I think Sam said it earlier. It's really about focusing on the mission and the outcomes, okay? It's kind of like, perhaps you have a favorite sausage or a hot dog. It gets made somehow, and probably you don't want to know how it's made, okay? You just want to enjoy the taste. Now, the outcome or the mission is to produce the hot dog for you to eat. Now, how the hot dog is made is different, okay? So how the work is achieved and how much more efficient you can become, right? That's separate. If you can empower people, and I've always held this belief since a very early age, I'm going to use big words, and yes, I did know big words when I was young. I'm Indian, don't forget. Is that I believe that technology is a gift that's provided to us from God to help relieve us of the mundane and repetitive tasks that we've created for ourselves so that we can truly enjoy life. And that's how you keep people inspired.
Love it. What industries or leadership roles do you believe will be the most transformed in the next 5 years due to AI?
Yeah, I think a lot of the lower level. So if you're talking about, let's say, help desk, okay, you need your password reset, right? Right now, perhaps you may call in and you get a person. Those are the kinds of jobs, the tier one jobs across the board. You'll start to see AI do some replacing. Now, that AI still needs to be managed, so there are great opportunities for those people who are conducting that work right now to be managing the agents to do the work.
I guess these are the ones that have started to come in. Do you believe AI will lead to a decline in individual creativity in the workplace? Why not?
That's a great question. We don't have enough data. We don't have enough time that it's been around to make that draw that conclusion. So all I can do is make an assertion based on what I'm seeing. I think that AI will allow us to expand exponentially our ability to create. Not that it will replace our creative nature. It still needs to be directed. It's not sentient. It doesn't have its own objectives and goals unless you provide it to it, right? Like I spent the whole conversation talking about. So it's really important to know that you are now able to scale your ability to do the work. How many of you use Photoshop in here or Illustrator? Okay. There's a model out there completely eliminates the need for Photoshop now. Okay, I can have one photo, I can put 1 million clothes on that person. Okay, try on, tailor sort of work, or I can create a graphics poster with accurate depiction of text in any language, right? So I'm not using individual tools inside of Photoshop to produce this graphic. I'm now just telling a model what I want it to do, and I'm able to scale my creativity.
That's good.
Oh, it's a Chinese model. It's called Qwen Image. I believe Alibaba I know Alibaba is the maker. Alibaba's like the Amazon of China. I don't know if they have like a graphical user interface that's friendly to humans. I know the model's been released, and it's free. like all open source models out there now. So yeah, it's called Qwen, Qwen.
Nice. How would you help someone who has no experience with AI begin to incorporate it into their business?
I would say document your processes. I know that sounds, that sounds like poison to some, but you need to be meticulous about creating documentation around the work that you humans do, step by step. Just start there. Simple. Document your processes and document the data that is used to go into your process and the data that's produced as an outcome of the process. Just start there. There's no AI there. I mean, maybe you can use AI to analyze your processes and define those documentations, but just start there. And then the next step is to prioritize your processes in importance, okay? And then you understand the cost of a mistake, which is another key metric. Which processes have the lowest cost of a mistake? Start there. Highest priority, lowest cost of mistake. That's the first one you should try.
Kind of along those same lines, what would you say to someone, and this was a question that came in, what would you say to someone who they're afraid of even looking into AI for just because they don't understand it,
Yeah.
or there's just, cyber threats, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. It's prevalent. I would ask you what you did when the computer first came out. I don't know who asked that question. But these are, like I said earlier, about it challenging our intellect. It's really critical that it's nearly essential that you find a way, first of all, to ground yourself in the fact that it is not a living thing. Like I said earlier, it's just a mirror, okay? You ask it to do something and it does it for you. So I think that's a more psychological question, and I may not be the right person to answer, but let your curiosity drive you to explore.
What's the number one function of AI that you think could help any business model?
Number one, going through a lot of data is number one. We are paralyzed by data. We have too much data. We got so interested in collecting data, we came up with the internet. And then the internet produced even more data. And then you have metadata, which is data about data. So we have so much data, we don't even know what to do with it. Like, why are we even collecting it? And then my friend Randy over there, he's in cybersecurity. Now he has to protect it. Oh, Lord, there's another cost. Okay, so the first thing it can do is help you go through all that stuff and see what you need and what you don't. And then really hone in on the actions and decisions you take and make based upon that data.
Where should you draw the line between what AI can do for efficiency and what it shouldn't do because of human values?
That's a great question, yeah. That's a big topic, human labor displacement. Singapore actually, the government in Singapore actually has a program for people, I believe over 40 years old, and they provide you free training. This comes down to becoming a GDP issue. It's a gross domestic product. The productivity of a country helps define its GDP. Okay, even though GDP is expressed in monetary values, essentially the productivity of the economy helps define the NGDP. So this needs to become a government matter for governments to start providing free training and programs to help you retool and upskill. Until that happens, if that happens here in the United States, I suggest you allow your curiosity to drive you. This is the most fun I've had in my entire career. I am a child in a playground. I play with toys every single day, and it is so much fun. So get out there and have fun.
Love it. Last question, it says, will AI replace Pastor John McKenzie? I'll answer that. Truth is, Pastor John's been teaching via hologram for years now, so we're already ahead of the curve. No.
Something fell off when I gave him a hug. I was like, you're kind of like squishy.
Yeah, something's up. Hey, one more time, can we put our hands together and thank Nick so much?
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for
Absolutely,
having me.
absolutely.
Yeah.